welcome to my channel. My name is Estefania Santos and I'm an illustrator from Quito, Ecuador. So for today's video, we're going to see part 2 of Guadalajara International Book Fair, and this is going to be great because I'm going to share with you my experience and actually some videos that I filmed over there and my advices, so you can put it and like in a strategy if you would like to visit in the future to the fair when everything goes back to normal. So yeah, see you in the next clip. There, welcome to my channel, and right now I'm here in Guadalajara. Yay! So I'm here because of the book fair, International Book Fair, which is very famous around Latin America. Today is my first day. I haven't slept since yesterday, but I need to go and just check the fair because my work is there in the fair. We're going to check it out and I'm staying here for 1 week and let's have fun. After going to the fair, I'm really tired. It's a very big place, maybe kind of as big as Bologna, maybe, I'm not quite sure, but it's different of course, and maybe I'm too tired because of the flight and everything, but hopefully tomorrow is going to be a brilliant day. I have my first appointment tomorrow and my friend from Monterrey is coming, so it's going to be great, and we haven't seen each other for a long time. We were classmates, so it's really cool to see her again. Okay, so see you tomorrow.
Yes, I was very young. I was 5 years old. Un argentino. Voy a tener que soportarle, mi pobre mujer me va a tener que soportar las próximas 2 semanas. Yo voy a ir con esto por la casa, ¿no?
A ver, Nina, siéntese. Siéntate, Nina, siéntate. Eso, buena chica. Patita, Nina. Patita. Muy bien. Nina, mira lo que tengo aquí. Now I'm going to talk about the talks and the workshops that are held for this part of Illustrator, which is the illustration part. And what I want to say is that comparing to, like, for example, Bologna and the FIL Congress in Bogota, Colombia, this one is kind of alright, you know. And Bologna is not that famous for talks, and it's really annoying to hear all the translations in Italian, English, and if there's another language. But for example, here, if you don't speak the language, you don't speak Spanish, I think it's very difficult for you unless you are there just like to have interviews, or just there are some guests that speak in English, as I mentioned on my first video. But anyway, I think they were alright. just few guests were like I could have some takeaways. My former teacher at my home university, he told me that Guadalajara International Book Fair was quite better in the past than now. Like if you compare like the guests, like they invited more famous guests in the past. This is just my first time that I have gone to the fair, so I cannot say this, but that's what my former teacher have told me. And comparing with the Congreso FIG, the FIG Congress at Bogota, I will say the Congreso FIG is much better in a way that there are just 4 days, so you can, or 3 or 4 days, so you can be there and listen to quality content. But here is just 2 days in the afternoon, and it's all right. It's not that bad. It's not bad, you know, it's okay. But also at FIG in Bogota, you also have to speak Spanish. Just bear in mind that. So about the workshops, they don't last that much, and it's just 1 day for 2 hours on 1 hour and a half. But what I see about the workshops is not about what you're learning, but is more useful for you, so you can be with the person that you admire and you can ask him or her questions. So that's what I will do, just to take advantage of all of it. And some takeaways, I'm going to read some takeaways that I had from the talks. So from Chris Houghton, so he said that onomatopoeias helps to make connection with the earlier public, children and kids, and it helps to dramatize the moment of choice that you want to represent. Also, that he creates his composition in black and white. He actually do this before adding color, so it will attract for you to communicate easier. And because observation requires understanding, and the goal with drawing is just communicating. Also, a picture book can be seen as a script or a set of stages in a direction, because you have the art, you have literature, and you have the performance, which I thought that was really cool. And this is not from FIL Illustrator, this is from the comic stand by Frank Miller. So he's saying that write and drawing good is something that it takes you a lot of time, and you really need to like what you do to do it your whole life. So I thought that was great. And also that about the ego, that you need to be someone. So if you know you have a good idea, and you have to be true with that, and when you are sure, you have to go for it. That's when it's important, your ego. And also, it's not about inspiration, you know, it's 10% inspiration, 90% transpiration. And he thinks that race, ethnicity, and gender is changing now in comics, in the perspective of comics, and that he is glad that this is happening right now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the interviews that I had. And so far so good. I had 11 interviews, which is a lot. Like it's the first time that I had so many interviews. And as I said in my first video, this is because I got selected to Iberoamerica Ilustra catalog competition. So I think that was something that has to do with this amount of interviews. And with these, I wrote to them 3 weeks earlier, but I don't recommend you do that. You should write to them earlier than me, like months in advance. So from these 11 interviews, what I had is 2 of them, they were to know me. Like these editors, they just wanted to know me. They didn't wanted to have a contract with me, like to pay me or to see especially my portfolio. They just wanted to know me and to talk to me because of this selection. But that was kind of cool. And then 2 more, they were like kind of like more or less, they wanted to see my portfolio, but we didn't get to anywhere. But they liked my work, you know, it was good. And all of these interviews were like from Latin America and Spain as well. Then I have other 3 interviews that were like more or less, like, you know, it's like they didn't like my work. But the good thing about Mexicans is that they are very nice with you. If they don't like your work, they are just very polite, but you understand they don't like it. So after this, I have a really bad experience with an editor. I'm not sure if he was the editor, but it's a very famous editorial house. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get in trouble, but it's a very famous editorial house based in the US, but it also have other franchise, like the same franchise in Mexico. And I was very happy and excited because of it. But when I was in the interview, this man just was passing my portfolio like that, but he wasn't even watching, like he wasn't even seeing it, and he was just like seeing something else. And I was telling him who I was and what I was doing here and blah blah blah. And then he looked at me and he said, "Oh, there are not many people, illustrators like you. You are very talented, and I really like your work." And I was like, "What?" But I didn't say to him that he wasn't even looking. Then the guy, he asked me to go for lunch, and I was like, "What?" But I didn't react like this because I realized, I'm not so beautiful. I'm not like, wow, I know I consider myself normal, but this was harassment. It's like, in Spanish it's called machismo, like macho, that this attitude that is like, it's not good for women. And I feel horrible. It never happened to me in an interview before, like even in my country, but this was like further than that. It never happened to me. Like, he didn't even wanted to see my work. He was just interested maybe to have something else with me. And I was very scared, but I didn't let him notice that I knew what he was like kind of trying to do. And I said, yeah, that's okay. And he asked me for my number. I gave to him because I just wanted to just get out from the situation as soon as possible, because it's not my country. I wasn't with my family. So my tactic was like, I'm kind of stupid, but I really know what's going on. Like, he didn't understand that I realized it, but that's my tactic. And because I just wanted to go like from that situation away as soon as possible and just run away. And after I gave to him, because he wrote to me to prove that I gave him my right number, after that I blocked him. That's what happened. And I realized that this is not the first time this person does it, because he did it with such natural way of doing it. And I believe a lot of girls maybe just go for that. Like, maybe they will be in the same situation and they're like, wouldn't be different, will be different as mine. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is just be careful, because if you are a woman, not every time that you're talking to the person in your interview, he or she is telling you the truth. So just be aware of it. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. It's the first time that ever happened to me. So just be careful, because evil is everywhere. So yeah, but not everything is bad. After these, I had 3 very good interviews, which were like kind of like really kind of getting to a contract. And actually, after the pandemic deal, I don't think it's going to anywhere as well, and one is not going to anywhere, but it was really good, like almost there. But one of them, actually, I got a contract with one of them. I think I will make a book, and I'm saying I'm thinking of making a book because there is a space of 2 years which I have to make it. And because it's an independent editorial house, I'm not sure if this is going to be true. But anyway, I want to let you know that if this is your dream and this is your passion, everything is possible. It's my dream. It's my first time that I have a book contract. Even though right now the situation because of COVID is kind of uncertainty. So just fight for it and try to make it happen, because I also got 2 interviews. I didn't plan them. I wrote to them, but they didn't answer to me. But I was every day in the stand asking for this editor every day until she gave me 2 minutes. And it was amazing, and we exchanged business cards. So I want to tell you, like, everything is possible. Be consistent and perseverant. And I'm not still living from illustration. Is really hard Also, in Latin America, the prices are not that high. Actually, they are very low for picture books, and you have to make your research if you want to come into this market. But I will figure it out if there's a possibility to live completely from illustration, at least in Latin America. Let's see. But I'm not losing hope, and I hope you are not losing hope either. So I hope I hope this video have helped you somehow, and the next time you're planning to go to Guadalajara Book Fair, you have like an idea of how it is. So yeah, I'm saying goodbye and see you for the next week with a new video. I hope you have a great night, day, or afternoon, wherever you are.